What is up, YouTube? Now, I would have gone to work today, and as I got to work, I checked the schedule, and sure as shit, today was actually my day off, so I ended up wasting 2 bus tokens. But as I had stopped up at work, they said you have a package. I'm like, a package? I brought it home, and I opened it with my knife, and I popped some inflatable thing that was in there. I don't know what that was supposed to be. But then it also had some money in it and a little bit of food and a couple of packs of Mar Midnights, and it also contained a brand new camera. Of course, when I had opened it with my new knife, I stuck the knife all the way in there, just, you know what I'm saying? And it also had a couple of condoms in it. Like, what the you know, and there's a reason why I don't give up my personal address online because I'm not that stupid. But these people that wanted to send me something had looked up the address, just the place where I work, and they sent the package there. So I'm glad I waited till I got home to open it. Um, Fans of mine, I guess. But yeah, they sent me 2 packs of Marb Midnights. So awesome sauce. Thanks for those. And here's the new camera. And people are saying things like, well, we can't see you out of your camera, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I can see myself just fine in the camera, but I don't know what the fuck you're on. I'll grab the wrong fucking cigar pack. Well, never mind. I picked up a couple cigars here, and one of which, this is a mango white owl, and this is cherry pipe tobacco cigar, you know. But let's get into the review of the mango white owls. And I gave one away, and I left one for myself here. That's what the cigar looks like. The inside of the container it comes in, very strong mango scent. It's got some Rasta color going in there, kind of. So yeah, this is the new mango white owl. This is what the cigar looks like, basically. You're asking yourself which end would you light, and you'd light this end. This end's tapered off, kind of. So yeah. So thank you for sending me the package. Again, didn't mean to pop the whatever the fuck that was. I didn't even see what it was. I just thought it was some inflatable thing, and then it popped, and then right as I had opened it with my huge ass knife. So, but thankfully the thankfully the condoms that were sent in there didn't get punctured. So yeah. But some of you who have seen the video from last night, I didn't meet her yet, but that's cool because no worries, because it's the day for Friday, so the day for Friday is still on, so that's what's up. Mango, white owl. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It's got a nice flavor to it. Now, for accidentally popping the inflatable thing, I figured I'd do a drink combination to make up for it. I'm known for doing drink combinations at my channel. Let's see what I can dig up here. Dun 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 dun. Bird Dog apple whiskey and what do we have here? Oh, and Monster. What is this? This is an 8-ball glass. That's what that is. Definitely want to ash that. Don't want any of the ashes getting on the carpet. No, sir, we do not. So I poured just a little bit of Monster in my glass here. That's half a glass right there. In the second half of that, we're going to fill up with this Bird Dog apple whiskey. See how it tastes. There we go. There's a full glass right there. So mixing apple whiskey with Monster. No, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm willing to bet you it tastes delicious. There's certainly one way to find out, isn't there, YouTube? Salute. Yeah, that's delicious. That is delicious indeed. But what exactly would you call this a drink combination? I don't even know. A Monster Bird Dog or some shit like that. And people say they can't see me in the camera. It's like, well, if I can't see me in the camera, then I can see myself just fine in the camera, see? So, if I don't have a problem with my camera on my computer, people watching my videos shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? And then these people kept on saying things like, clean your camera lens, clean your camera lens. And then a YouTuber called themselves Camera Lens and started harassing my channel. It's just like, you know, I posted a video of me getting better at guitar, and the person calling themselves Camera Lens was like, oh, I see your solution. Get worse at guitar. I like that solution. Like, this person is trolling me, so I blocked them from my channel. People are so damn obsessed with seeing HD that, you know, they felt it necessary to send me a camera. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that y'all sent me a camera, you know what I'm saying? But, You know, with the internet, you have to be extremely careful with who you give your address to. Camera here says go beyond built-in, flexible, and adjustable. I then got comments on people saying, I wonder if he'll figure out how to use it. I don't know. I'm pretty technologically stupid, so hard to say. There's some sticker that said obey the cactus. It's like, okay then. I will obey no cactus, but okay then. This White Owl mango cigar is not half bad, actually. Quite delicious indeed. You can definitely taste the mango on the wrap itself. Nice tasting tobacco cigar. And if you're not careful, though, you can lose like bits of it fall off the back here, so you gotta watch that. I felt like this week's gone by fast, and yeah, it's gone by slowly. I'm looking forward to my date. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna question the odds and how it happened. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? It's fucking awesome. And what are the odds you meet a cute goth girl that's been playing guitar since she was 4? I'm not gonna question those odds to you two. I'm really not. uh, and some guys get very chauvinistic when it comes to certain issues. Like if you have a guy that plays video games and he meets this girl that plays video games and she happens to be better at him than him at it, he gets all butthurt about it. But don't get butthurt about it. Like that's just stupid. She get turned on by that fact. You know what I'm saying? On some of the comments on my YouTube channel too. I hope she touches your penis. Oh yeah, that's real funny. Yeah, the thing of it is, I'm not gonna pressure her into doing anything she doesn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But based off of communication, she definitely finds me attractive. So uh, that's sipping good stuff right there. I tell you what, get your caffeine and your alcohol going. I think if a woman became president, it'd be awesome. But Hillary Clinton is just during her debate with Bernie Sanders, she pulled a very cheap political tactic in her speech, and it was just disgusting. It really was. And Hillary Clinton is one of those politicians that is war hungry. And enough of the fucking war, man. Countries shouldn't be fighting over oil, they should be sharing it. Just the way I see it, but. And people bitch about Bernie Sanders a lot, you know. Well, how is he going to be able to make it afford? Because when Bernie Sanders talks about the first 4 years of your college education tuition free, that could help a lot of students out. A lot of people can get an education and make something of themselves, and so they're not in their 40s paying off student college loan debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. That's one of the reasons why the economy sucks so much, is because college is way too freaking expensive. And having the first 4 years free would definitely help. Now, it doesn't include the cost of dorm, the cost of textbook, and what have you, and the getting up and showing you up with your ass on time in the class. You know what I'm saying? But it does help a little bit. And people bitch about, like, oh, who does he think he is? This socialist, communist bastard, blah, 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 blah. Yet people fail to realize that our government, for whatever fucking reason, has a shit ton of money to throw down on bombs. So it's like, piss our country off, see what happens. Step up, see what happens. Yet they want to bitch about Bernie's plan for a cheaper and more affordable education. Oh yeah, and Bernie Sanders also wants to legalize pot. So if you legalized weed, that would fix our economy situation right quick. There are areas of this country where there's no fucking jobs available. There's areas of this country where there's no work available. Legalizing cannabis creates jobs in a jobless industry, and it creates economy and cash flow. It also helps with medical benefits. Now, the United States government has said that they're going to legalize pot in 2018 all across the board because of changing drug policies with Canada and Mexico. So marijuana prohibition started in 1937 and it's ending in 2018. 81 years of prohibition. A shit ton of lives ruined because the drug war did nothing but create false propaganda. It fueled a race war, put innocent lives behind bars, all at the cost of taxpayers paying for it too. So the thing of it is, like the story I talked about on my channel a couple of videos ago with the Iraq war soldier smoking pot for his PTSD. He gets to come home to his daughter before the Christmas season. So that seems pretty awesome. And then, because the state he lives in, though, is illegal on cannabis, and if he would have gone to his military psychologist and said that he had PTSD and he would have got tested, oh, sure, shit, okay, so then they prescribe him some antidepressant. You know, these antidepressants, some of these side effects they have in antidepressants include thoughts of suicide. If you listen real closely, 85 to 90% of your pharmaceutical prescribed antidepressants, symptoms, side effects may include, symptoms also include, and they will list thoughts of suicide as a side effect. And yet they call this pill they're trying to sell you is called an antidepressant. But you think about this for a second, the pill itself has a side effect, thoughts of suicide. And it's like, wait a second, you're calling this an anti-fucking depressant. Yet the side effect includes thoughts of suicide. What? Really? And in some cases, when it comes to like the shootings and stuff, you've seen the shootings where the vets go postal, and they shoot up a base, or they shoot up, the community they're living in, and they're all being prescribed the same exact pill for this same exact disorder. Every vet that went postal has had the same disorder, PTSD, and every vet that had that was prescribed the same exact pill. Now, that's too much of a coincidence, YouTube. And the thing of it is, does that mean that these antidepressant pills cause people to pull mass shootings? I don't think so, no. But it's something to look into. Now, if they've fought for your country, they've earned the right to smoke a little bit of pot. I would think so. Fuck this drug war all aside, you know what I'm saying? And this little girl's probably asking Santa Claus for Christmas that she wants her daddy out of jail and she wants pot legal. Well, probably the first thing. I don't know if she knows about the second thing, but most likely the first thing. I mean, if it were up to me, I would legalize pot all across the entire fucking globe, and that would just solve everything. But, yeah, not as simple as that. But before you go off criticizing cannabis, a couple of interesting facts for you. The plant cannabis itself is over 12,000 years old. Henry Ford's first Model T ran on hemp ethanol, and the seats and parts of the car are made out of hemp. The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were drafted on hemp paper. And those are just a couple of facts. If you don't believe me, you can Google them and be astounded at what you'd find. These Christians who go off and say they're against cannabis, it's like, well, wait a second. The very first Bible was printed on hemp, so what the fuck are you on? Goddamn. Politicians talking shit again. And then you get politicians who come out and say, oh yes, I have smoked pot before. And it's like, well, you're empowered to change the drug laws in this country, and you're telling us that you smoke pot, yet you're not going to do too much to change it. That's kind of fucked. The United States government has classified marijuana as a Schedule I narcotic. And after they classified marijuana as a Schedule I narcotic, the very same United States government says if you smoke it or do research on it, it is a federal offense. Yet, the United States government has a pot farm in Mississippi. Explain that hypocrisy to me, YouTube. With recent drug policies changing with Mexico and Canada, they're like, well, due to this, we're just gonna legalize it in 2018, be done with it. Why not legalize it sooner? I mean, the government's well known for liking money. The government's well known for liking money. How many fucking crooked politicians are taking private donations from big pharmaceutical companies? The very same big pharmaceutical companies that want pot to stay illegal because they would lose money. Oh, so instead of the doctor and the therapist working together in cahoots to fucking, because here's the thing, you go to your doctor and say you're depressed. He goes, well, I'm gonna recommend you see a psychiatrist, and he writes you a recommendation. You go see a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist says you're depressed. Whoopty fucking shit. The psychiatrist says, well, I'm gonna write you a prescription for these antidepressants. And then you go back to your doctor, and the doctor says, well, here's your antidepressants. And then you see the side effects on TV. And it's the very same antidepressant you hold in your fucking hands. Side effects may include vivid or strange dreams, trouble sleeping, mood swings, thoughts of suicide. And you think to yourself, what the fuck? Is this supposed to make my depression worse? This is bullshit. So you want to get mad at me for having a little bit of a drink? Well, fuck that shit. I'd rather have a little bit of alcohol versus the antidepressants. I'll tell you that much. People are so against tobacco smoking, but they legalized pot. They just legalized pot. They kept alcohol and tobacco legal. If people consume alcohol and tobacco to the point where they get cancer, the pot smoke itself can treat and cure the cancer that alcohol and tobacco can give you. So, picture with me the B-roll of alcohol, tobacco, firearms, explosives, and cannabis and hemp. It's got a nice ring to it. And if the government loves making money and they find out that cannabis can make our country a shit ton of money, and Congress is supposed to represent its people, and people are saying, hey, we want pot legal. Legalize that Christmas tree. That's a pun because it's that time of year. But no, seriously though, when people are sitting there telling Congress, hey, we should legalize pot, they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs like, well, if enough states legalize it, we'll reconsider rescheduling it. 23 plus states are medically legal, and 4 to 5, maybe even 6 states are, at this point, completely recreational and medically legal. Is that not enough states? And then they come out and say, well, we're just going to legalize it in 2018. Okay, so 3 more years and pot's legal in this country. So I would tell any cop watching this video that, hey, if pot's going to be legal in 3 years, what's the fucking point of arresting somebody for it? They're just going to get released back into society. It's disgusting when Castor, Wyoming is known as a meth town. I'm not bullshitting you. There's so many meth labs in this town, it's disgusting. They legalize pot, and it allows cops to focus on more actual serious crime, like busting the meth labs in this town and catching all the rapists and predators and shit like that. But at some point, when you're arresting Iraq war veterans to catch these supposed drug offenders, at what point does this drug war become too much? You got these children who have epileptic seizures, 200 to 300 a day, and the only thing that treats it is cannabis oil. It makes it easier to manage and deal with. And the thing I would ask you is, if you caught a child using cannabis oil to treat their epileptic seizures, would you throw that child in jail? But if you're a state that's tough on drugs, Now, the only reason people call cannabis a drug is because the DEA and the government have classified it as a drug. Now, hypothetical, if pot were never to have been illegalized and what have you, if during the 1937, 1938 they said, no, we're going to keep cannabis legal, none of this would happen and our country would be filthy stinking rich right now. But then what the fuck do I know, right? You know, for a brief period of time, this country did, I think, during World War One, between World War One and World War Two, hemp for victory. Google that. Farmers were encouraged to grow hemp and cannabis to create money and economy to help fight the terrorists of that time. And they called it hemp for victory. Yeah. You know, our founding fathers were growing hemp on their plantations. And sometimes when you grow hemp, sometimes when you're growing the hemp, you get the cannabis plant next to it. And they were probably discarding it before they discovered you could smoke it and get high. And when they discovered that, they and discovered the euphoric properties and medical benefits that it possessed, it also opens up your mind's eye. And people say potheads are stupid, but yet you get somebody smoking pot in a circle with the friends, and it's like it's a conspiracy, man. That's a stoner joke, but no, seriously, when you smoke pot, you tend to see things in a different perspective. You don't necessarily believe the lies they feed you. I must declare that that is a tasty drink combination. Adding the monster to that whiskey makes the burn a bit smoother, and it adds a complex and delicious flavor to it. Mm. So from this year till 2018, that's like 3 to 4 years, and it'll be legal. Sweet. It's a long ass time to wait, but this year's almost already over, so 3 more years will seem like a long time, but it'll go by a lot quicker than you realize. I'll be like 26 or 27 when they legalize pot in the United States of America. Goddamn, ain't that something? Pot's legal before my 30s. I can drink to that. I could pour myself another drink because that is fucking tasty. Holy shit. That's unbelievably smooth. And that monster mixed with the apple is a really tasty combination. There's half a glass of whiskey. The second half gets filled with monster. That's how we do it. Uh, that particular mixture has a bit more whiskey than monster, so I can feel the burn a bit better. God damn. So if you're a tobacco smoker and you're old enough to smoke, I would recommend these White Owl Mango blunts or cigarillos. They're pretty delicious. If you're in a state where it's legal, you could probably roll some mango kush up in this motherfucker. Or you get like some banana kush and then you fucking smoke it in a mango blunt. Oh, goddamn. Picture, if you will, when pot's legal across the entire goddamn globe. All the world leaders getting together and getting stoned and fixing the problems. It's not that simple, I know, but found out. Do you know what two dogs I want to crossbreed? A Weimaraner and a Blue Great Dane. Oh yeah, what you crossbreed a Weimaraner with a Blue Great Dane? That's a pretty dog. You can also crossbreed bulldogs with beagles. Dogs are fucking awesome, man. I don't care what anyone fucking says. I mean, I like cats, I tolerate them, you know what I'm saying? But I'm more of a dog person. I saw the new episode of South Park. I thought it was quite funny. It made fun of our country being gun obsessed. Butters had a shotgun. That shit was funny. Buckle up, buckaroos. Justin Bieber's a douchebag. I said it. He made fun of Anne Frank. Really? I mean, if you're gonna make fun of, really? And he had a couple of fans of his dumping water onto his stage. And he's like, no, fuck this, I'm done. And he quits after one song. Like, really? You had people paying hard earned money to come see you in concert. If I would have been the one performing, I would have been like, alright, security, remove these fans from the concert. And I would have wiped the water off the stage, and then I would have continued performing like nothing had ever happened. That would have ruined it for the people who were pouring water on stage instead of ruining it for the entire fucking gaggle of girls that come to see you. And that's the only reason Justin Bieber is famous, is because he appeals to the younger female audience. Pink Floyd is still on the charts today, and my point being is that 20 years from now, no one's going to give a fuck about this annoying Canadian douchebag. And people can talk shit and say you're just jealous he's famous and you're not. And yeah, you know, I will admit to that. But it's like, you could have handled that better, dude. Come on. Now you're insulting Anne Frank, and people are trying to forgive him for it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, come on now. And ballpark Franks, hot dogs for the extra crispy taste. Auschwitz orange juice, made from 100% concentrated juice. It's got extra pulp in it. You know, John Travolta has his own orange juice. He calls it Pulp Fiction. Ah. Wait, he made a Holocaust orange juice joke and he flipped it with the Pulp Fiction joke. God damn. No one said my sense of humor was colorful. Well, it is indeed colorful because that was incredibly insensitive, but you know what? Fuck it. It just proves my point that any religious belief that you have is going to have an extreme. The shooting in California, it's done nothing but fuel the hatred towards Muslims in the media. Think about that for a second. You have these extremist groups claiming to be Muslim when they're not. Then you have the shooting in California. What's going to happen when you bomb all these countries because of your ignorance towards Islamic faith and what have you? Allah is a peace-loving deity. Not all Muslims are terrorists, you know what I'm saying? And if you want to be sincere about it, Catholics and Christians, not every Christian tries to shove their faith in your face, but the ones that do make it look bad for the other Christians out there. Not every Catholic molests children, but the ones that do, they make it look bad for your faith system. You see what I'm saying, YouTube? So with your religious beliefs, you're going to have those extremes. Even the Satanists, you know what I'm saying, like these assholes that are sacrificing humans. You know, the shit people do in the name of religion. That is a delicious drink combination. It is, it is, it is. Cheers, YouTube.